And we are live. Hello, everybody. It's me, Robbie Fleming. Joining me, as always, is JD Viewmaster, and you're listening or watching Fleming Film Talk. Hello, Justin. How are you?
What up, Rob? What's going on?
And what's going on is we're going to talk about a favourite director of mine today, and we're going to be ranking his films from our least favourite to favourite. Would you like to introduce this master of cinema?
He is a master of cinema, but with that, he doesn't do it often. He only does it when he picks and chooses. And so we only have 9 films to talk about, and that's because we're talking Quentin Tarantino today.
Yes, yes. Are you combining Kill Bill and Kill Bill Volume 2 as one movie then?
No, he's made 9 movies.
10 I have counting.
No. What's the 10th?
Reservoir Dogs, Pulp Fiction. These are his films, by the way. Jackie Brown. Kill Bill Volume 1,
Reservoir.
Kill Bill
1,
Volume
2,
2.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9,
Kill
10.
Volume 2.
Well,
Yeah.
he's only said he's made 9 films, so I think he counts Kill Bill 1 and 2 together.
Yeah. Yeah, but I count them as 2 films because they are 2 films.
Okay.
Do you class The Deathly Hallows as part 1 and part 2? Do you class them as one big movie?
No, they're separate.
There you go. Is Dune just half of a movie?
Huh?
Dune, because it's saying the first half of the book. Is it half a movie?
Well, I'm going based off of what the guy who created this movies goes off of, and he only says 9.
Fair enough.
So we'll count down 10 movies, but he says he's only made 8 or 9 films.
Yes. Yes, I know
So that's what I base it off
I
of.
know you're massive on his most recent one, which we will talk about in a bit. Yes.
Yeah, if anybody knows me, they already know what my number 1 is.
Yes, yes. Before we start, did you want to shout out some socials?
Yeah, I'm at Worth a View Movies and all the things. Go check it out. Been posting, very, very often, a couple times a day almost. But yeah, check out TikTok and YouTube, where I'm exclusively talking about my favorites of 2022. Just released supporting actors, and today I'll be releasing supporting actors. And yeah, Worth a View Movies and all the things.
Nice, nice. And I'm
And
at robbysreviews.co.uk. Check out I don't normally do reviews on Sundays anymore, but tomorrow we do Marvel Mondays, Avengers Infinity War, and yesterday we did a film off between Belfast and The Fabelmans.
Good one.
And also, I'm Robbie Fleming at all the other things: Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, Letterboxd.
Check them out.
Yes, check me out. Right. Do you mind if I go first?
Not at all.
Lovely, lovely. My number 10 is so basically what him and Robert Rodriguez did is they made this thing called Grindhouse. Robert Rodriguez directed one film, Tarantino directed the other. I loved Robert Rodriguez's movie, Planet Terror, but my number 10, I found this movie just really, really boring. I love Kurt Russell, I love women empowerment, but this film just didn't hit me in the way other Tarantino films did, and it's Death Proof.
Tell us about the movie.
Yes, yes. So this is the only one I've seen once, just once, and it's a stuntman who picks up girls in clubs and he takes them in a car journey where he is completely 100% safe, but the passenger seat is just the bar stool, and he intends of killing his women passengers. And then the second part of the story is these 4 ladies team up and get revenge on him and stop him from killing all these ladies. Yeah, the best thing about this movie is Kurt Russell's performance, but I feel like Tarantino, he focused too much on the dialogue in this one and not kind of moving the story forward. And from what I remember, I was just like, I love Tarantino's movies. How am I finding this one boring? Normally, the conversations are engaging whenever you see his movies, but she's like, just get on with it.
Yeah, it's really stylized, you know, because that
Yeah,
first part that you're talking about is you know, sort of dirty film, old school film, and the newer versions in sort of digital. So we're getting two sort of small mini features in each little section. But this one's higher on my list, so I'll talk about it a little bit more later.
yeah. You can do the review. You can do the box office and IMDb stuff when we match up.
Yes. Okay, well, I'll talk about my number, well, I guess 10 is in the title, it says the eighth film from Quentin Tarantino, and it's The Hateful Eight. This one is a little boring. This one is, you know, the dialogue does not help it whatsoever. The characters are good, but
Yeah,
when we watch somebody walk in snow for 6 minutes, not doing anything, you know, I know he filmed it in like 70 millimeter Panavision, whatever. So, you
yeah,
know, it's supposed to look beautiful and get these sweeping landscapes, but it just I just like you said with Death Proof, it's like just get on with it already. Just get to the characters. There's some fun surprises, but in an all-star cast, you know, Samuel L. Jackson and Kurt Russell, Jennifer Jason Leigh, Walton Goggins is great, Tim Roth, Bruce Dern, Michael Madsen, and Damian Beecher, just to name some without giving any others away. But
no,
yeah, it's cool. It is beautiful. It's well, you know, done. I love you know, snow. It makes it feel cold, and but it's just as yeah, kind of. It's to me, it's the weakest effort. But yeah, filming in one little area with a bunch of characters is, you know, hard to do. But you know, he pulled
yeah.
it off. This one was also like a Netflix release, I believe. So
I
it,
missed the cinema release. I had to buy it on Blu-ray.
mm, yeah, yeah, it was just a tough watch. It's not bad. I mean, none of these movies are bad. It's just, you know,
No,
we're just
definitely
ranking them
not.
down. And I think that The Hateful Eight is just my least favorite.
Yeah, yeah. I like this one a little bit more, and I will be talking about that a little bit later. But my number 9 is a movie where I do like the first half, but then the second half is like she meets the antagonist finally, but they just talk for an hour, and that's Kill Bill Volume 2.
Yes.
I mean, David Carradine was a good actor,
Hmm.
and Michael Madsen and Daryl Hannah do steal the show when they're on screen.
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
Uma Thurman kills it just like she did in the
Yeah.
first one. But I feel like the first one had a lot more action and a lot more artistic kind of style. I will be talking about that one a little bit because that one's a bit higher. But Kill Bill 2, I just kind of just feel like it it didn't. They should have just trimmed some bits down in the second one and just made the Kill Bills in just one big movie.
Yeah. What else about Volume 2?
Samuel L. Jackson has a cameo.
Yeah. He tries to sneak in all the movies.
Yeah, he does in one way, in one shape or form.
Yeah, these is a little bit higher for me, but these movies are fun. Yeah, very action, very stylized. You know, he has his, you know, he has his ways of doing his movies. You know, so Death Proof is horror-ish, and the Hateful Eight is his sort of western, and then yeah, this is his sort of samurai movie. So he likes to do different styles of movies
Yeah,
each time he does it, which is great about Quentin Tarantino. You know, he's always keeping it fresh, and I think even with Bill, 1 and 2, I guess they could be separate movies. They do belong together, but each one is kind of its own sort of feature. Just like you said, it's not as much action in the second part. The first one is definitely a heavy action movie. So, yeah, it's the cliffhanger at the end of 1 really makes you want to watch 2, which is why I think he did it that way. But yeah, both good films, and a little bit higher on my list.
I'll talk about Volume 1 later on.
Yeah. And I'm sure you'll be talking about my number 9 a lot later on. I am in the minority, I know.
Here we
But
go.
my number 9 is Pulp Fiction.
Okay, what do you think's wrong with this movie? It's the perfect movie there is.
If you say so. It's a little overrated. It's fine. I know it's one of the biggest movies out there and on all the hundreds lists, and says it's rated number 8 on IMDb. So again, I'm in the minority.
You've seen it more than once, haven't you?
Yeah, I've seen it twice.
Oh, good. You did. It is a movie. To be fair, it is a movie you need to see twice.
Yeah, I mean, it's fine. I don't know. I don't know why I dislike it. Not that I dislike it, but I.
Justin, you break up a little bit.
But yeah, it's good performance.
Yes. I'll be talking about.
Doesn't mean that the feed. Yeah, the feed can still be heard. The people on the feed can still hear us. It's just the connection over from your side is a little bit off too. But anyway, yeah, Pulp Fiction it's cool. It's told, we don't know what kind. It's not sort of a straight and narrow movie. You have to really pay attention to see what's going on. A lot of fun lines, a lot of things that people replicate. Even in a short that I did, we did the Pulp Fiction dance, and
nice.
Yeah, I mean it's definitely in the zeitgeist. It's one of the bigger movies that there is out there, and nothing wrong with it. Just not my favorite.
Fair enough. Now I've spoken to other people who aren't big on Pulp Fiction compared to others, but most people I know always consider that and a certain other one are his 2 masterpieces.
Yep.
You ready for my
What's
number 8?
What's your number 8? Yeah.
The first movie where he has the only time he's had a woman of color as the protagonist, Jackie Brown.
Nice. That is my number 7, so I'll just pop on with you. Let's talk Jackie Brown.
Yeah, so this is a parody of blaxploitation movies.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the only one of his movies that's based on a novel.
Yeah, she becomes an informant against the drug dealer she works for. She finds a way to secure her future without getting killed. This is Miss Pam Grier, starring with, of course, Samuel L. Jackson and Bobby D, Michael Keaton, Bridget Fonda, Robert Forster. Chris Tucker makes an appearance in there. Sid Haig, he's in the House of a Thousand Corpses, Rob Zombie movies.
Yep.
Recent died. But this one's fun.
Tommy Lister, the wrestler.
Right, who's also in Friday.
Yeah, both Friday boys are in this. This just needs Ice Cube now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this Michael Keaton's great. It's just a fun film. I just had more fun in it watching it than I did Pulp Fiction and Hateful Eight for sure. But I think Pam Grier is amazing. She's so likable and really elevated the movie. Of course, Samuel L. Jackson's being Samuel L. Jackson. Robert De Niro seems like he's having a fun time.
He got nominated. Robert Forster
supporting role.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Robert De Niro smokes weed.
Yep.
Don't get to see that in many movies. So yeah, it's a fun film. People were having fun.
It's a
And
shame
yeah,
Pangria didn't get nominated for Best Actress, but I guess it is what it is.
yeah. Yeah, she's amazing. I mean, she really she is Jackie Brown, for God's sakes. You know, the movie lives or
Yeah.
dies on her, and it totally lives. But yeah,
Yeah, I probably would give it a Best Adapted Screenplay nomination too.
yeah. So you know, most of the time he gets in there for writing movies. So I'm
Exactly.
surprised. I'm surprised it didn't get in there. But yeah, let's talk some. This is unfortunately how most of it goes with his movies. They don't do well at the box office. $12 million budget, worldwide gross 39.6. So made its money back, but not really sitting too high. 7.5 on IMDb and over on Rotten Tomatoes. We have 87% with an audience score of 85%, over 100,000 ratings there for the audience. So
Yeah, it's
that
always
is a
been
big
more of
one.
a fan favorite. Jackie Brown has.
Yeah. I think this is on a lot of people's bottom list. It is
Yeah,
a
but
little. It is a
we showed
little
it at
long.
work for its 25th anniversary last year.
Oh wow, amazing! Yeah, it's good. It's good.
So, what's your number 8 as Jackie Brown's your 7?
Yeah, my number 8 is one of his shorter films. Has a all-star cast and loves colors because this one is Reservoir Dogs.
Nice. I'm not as passionate about this one compared to others.
Yeah, I mean it's just a lot of talking, like all of his movies, and yeah, it's a lot of gunfights. Um, but you know, it seems to be about brotherhood, and then it kind of turns its sort of back, and you know, you got to watch your back because you never know who's gonna come after you, even if it is, you know, a brotherhood. But yeah, this is a jewelry heist that goes wrong, and surviving criminals begin to suspect that one of the police informed. So you have people being of being an informant. Harvey Keitel, Tim Roth, Michael Madsen. Yeah, he pops in Death Proof as well.
You forgot about the
He's the
legendary
voice. He's
Chris Penn.
narrator. No, I said Chris Penn.
I like Chris Penn.
But yeah, yeah. Michael Madsen's a Quentin Tarantino head, so he likes to be around his movies and be a part of them.
Yes.
But
Fun fact
yeah,
about his character and John Travolta's character in Pulp Fiction, they're both brothers.
and what? Which characters?
Michael Madsen's Mr. Blonde and John Travolta's character in Pulp Fiction are both brothers.
Oh, Edward Bunker is Mr. Blue.
Yeah, he's. I think he's a novelist. I don't think he's an actual actor.
Oh, okay. No awards for this one, but yeah, it's only an hour and 40 minutes. Goes down pretty smooth, and I like when they did the DVD release of it. They put them out separately. Like you can have Mr. Pink or Mr. Orange, Mr. White. So that was fun.
Nice. You ready for my number 7?
Yep.
I'm going back on your number 10, The Hateful Eight.
Okay.
The performances are amazing. Samuel L. Jackson and Jennifer Jason Leigh are the two best. I just like how this mixes Reservoir Dogs in the Old West and how it's about all these people in this room and they all just want to kill each other. And they all don't trust one another. I get it. It's a bottle movie.
It's a what?
A bottle movie.
3 nominations: Best Achievement in Music, which it won for.
Yes.
Best Supporting Actress, and Best Cinematography. Which, yeah, this movie is about the score, about the cinematography. Yeah, and Jennifer Jason Leigh just kills it. I mean, she is crazy.
Why wasn't Samuel L. Jackson nominated?
I don't know if he ever has been.
Only for Pulp Fiction.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think
he's kind of a one tricker, which is that one trick really works. I mean, keep doing it.
He's good at acting with his face.
You know? He's a yeah. Very expressive. But yeah, this movie is just it's beautifully shot. I'm glad that it got the nomination for cinematography. Sitting good though, 7.8 on IMDb with a box office budget. Oh, this one did pretty well. $44 million, worldwide gross 161.2. Probably because it was nominated for those Oscars. I think it really kicked in.
Yeah, definitely. I don't like it as much as one of my buddies does. He really likes this movie.
Yeah, I have a friend who really, really likes it as well.
Yeah.
74% on Rotten Tomatoes with a 77% audience score.
That sounds realistic.
Pretty even. Yeah, I think that's pretty good.
Nice. All right, Justin, hit me up with your number 6.
All right, what's your 6?
My 6?
No, I already did it. What, did I?
No, you did your 7, Jackie Brown.
Are we? That was number 6 for me. 7. Wait. Yeah, 7 was Jackie Brown. 8 was Reservoir. 9 Pulp. Okay, so we're at 6?
Yes, we're at 6.
Okay, already been mentioned. It's Death Proof. Yeah, it's just I really just enjoy the styling of this one. The beginning part, like we talked about, is like film, and you can see the scratches, and then it even kind of like jumps back, and Tarantino's really putting on a clinic when it comes to filmmaking, and it works really well. And it is brutality. I mean, when he crashes into those first girls, it is insane. But I love that he did like every angle. He when the crash happened, we got to see every like person and how they died and in certain ways. So I remember this. I was working at the movie theater when this movie came out. There was an intermission between the movies, which was cool. But I built the print for it, and it was a big one. Yeah, but yeah, it's just fun. I mean, Tarantino's it's super simple. I mean, yeah, like lots of dialogue, driving, and sort of the one sort of location for each person, each sort of story with the bar and the eatery that they eat out in the second one. So, but it's really nicely styled, and I like that he just in one movie he just made it seem like it was 2 separate movies with one through line, which is Kurt Russell.
Have you seen Planet Terror?
0 DB overall gross worldwide was 31 million. Doesn't have a box office.
Oh, sorry, you don't have to say
budget.
The IMDb score again.
And over on IMDb.
What was the IMDb score?
I mean, on Rotten Tomatoes. 66%.
And what was the IMDb score?
Yeah. I mean, I saw
you
this in
froze up.
theaters when it came out, so you had to see both.
Yeah, sorry, you froze up when you said the IMDb score. Justin? Oh, where's he gone? I am very sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to try and get him back. Where the hell is he? So anyway, oh, he's back. He's back there. Sorry, bro. I thought we lost you. Yeah. Bloody connection.
Yeah.
What was the IMDb score again?
The IMDb was 7.0. Rotten Tomatoes gives it 66 with 71% audience score.
Brilliant.
Let's see. What did Planet Terror get?
We'll have to do Robert Rodriguez films one day.
76% and 77. Yeah. Cool. Rose McGowan's in both of films.
Oh, I like Rose McGowan.
Yeah. She takes it crazy in Death Proof, though.
She does.
What is your number 6?
I'm glad you asked. Glad you asked what my number 6 is. Prepare to be shocked.
I'm so shocked.
My number 6 is his most recent movie, a tribute to the 60s, a tribute to classic Hollywood, and with my 3 favourite actors, Leonardo DiCaprio, Brad Pitt, and Margot Robbie, it's Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Oh, I've never seen this one.
Really? I'm surprised. I thought it'd be up your market, being a Hollywood kind of guy.
Oh, man, I need to go check this out now.
Oh, you do. This film's about a fading actor and his stuntman. And there's also plot lines involving the Manson family and Sharon Tate. Although in this universe, because there's fictional characters involved, the events of history change. But I'm not going to ruin the ending, of course, because the ending's the best bit about the film. Because the rest of the film is just seeing LA in the 60s, seeing Brad and Leo hang out, chill, go to work, and beat up hippies.
Yeah, so Rick Dalton and Cliff Booth are friends. Cliff is Rick's stuntman, and he's also his driver because of some DUI situations. And it's
and Brad Pitt's been accused of murdering his wife.
Yeah. Correct. But yeah, it's all sort of takes place during the same time as the Manson family murders, and Tarantino alternates history here. But yeah, I mean, this is my number 1, so I'll talk about it later.
Emile Hirsch is also in this movie. Margaret Qualley, she's starting to become big. Timothy Oliphant, one of my other favourites. Julia Butters, the little girl in it, she was recently in The Fabelmans. I used to love this girl when I was a kid, Dakota Fanning.
Bruce
Stern. Legendary Bruce Stern, Luke Perry, and of course you have Damian Lewis and Steve McQueen, the best casting choice Tarantino's ever made. Mike Moll was great as Bruce Lee, and Al Pacino was Al Pacino, but the one person I now know, who I didn't know at the time, who is now became one of my favourites, is Austin Butler. Tex.
Yeah. Yeah. Austin Butler, he's good.
And unfortunately, Samuel L. Jackson's not in this film, so it's Kurt Russell trying to push for a cameo.
Yep, and his wife in the movies, it was in Death Proof as well.
Yeah, she's the stunt woman on his films, Zoe Bell.
Yeah, she's great.
And Maya Hawke from Stranger Things is in this. Ethan Hawke's daughter.
Yeah.
It's weird. I can only spot her in that scene, in that one scene. I can't spot her like in the crowd of the girls.
The girl from Euphoria is in it, and
Is Lena Dunham really in this film? Because I've not
yeah,
like.
she's the one who comes up to talk to Brad and Pussycat when they first get there.
Oh, nice. And Kevin Smith's daughter's in this, Harley Quinn Smith.
What a name!
Yes, he named his daughter after Harley Quinn.
You don't say.
Yes, but I do apologise. I don't love this movie as much as you do.
No reason to apologize. I'm not sorry for disliking Pulp Fiction in my 9 slot. I'm not sorry about that. I don't care.
Yeah.
It's my opinion. It's your opinion. Just like you count Kill Bill Volume 1 and 2 separately, which is my number 5, Kill Bill Volume 2. Kill Bill Volume 1 is definitely better. There is no 2 without 1. And you're right. Everything you said about it earlier is true. It's it's good acting. It's just, Miss Uma Thurman and David Carradine, just having an acting off, and they both do really, really well. But yeah, this is where the bride continues her quest of vengeance from her former Boston lover, Bill, and also has some other people that she has to get through to get to him. Has Uma done any better? I mean, she's way better in Kill Bill than she is in Pulp Fiction.
Only because she's the lead.
No, I mean, maybe. I don't know. I just think her performance was better in the Kill Bill franchise.
Yeah,
But yeah,
I would say overall, yeah, that is probably the best she's done.
But if you put Kill Bill 1 and 2 together, it's called Kill Bill: The Whole Bloody Affair. So take that. Did really well. $30 million budget with a gross of $154 million. Sitting at 8.0 on on IMDb, and on Rotten Tomatoes 84% with an 89% audience rating.
Nice.
So far, Death Proof is the only one getting the shaft, but everyone else has been pretty highly rated.
Nice. Can we talk about the good Kill Bill film now, because that's my number 5.
Great. Well, it's my number 4, so let's talk about it.
Oh, brilliant, because I love the action in this.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. Tell me about it.
So this woman is left for dead at her wedding, and she takes her revenge on the assassin team that caused it, along with their leader, Bill.
Yeah, so she wakes from a coma. Last thing she remembers is her wedding day, and so she's called the bride for most of the movie. Yeah, and then she goes and gets her vengeance against them. Obviously, she doesn't get to Bill until Volume 2. There wouldn't be a 2 if there was. But yeah, huge cast here. Michael Madsen, of course.
Lucy Liu.
Lucy Liu's amazing. Daryl Hannah. And Vivica Fox. What a great action fighting sequence that she had with Uma. At the end of that scene, the little girl sees Uma in the kitchen. And then she's like, if you want to come after me when you're older, go ahead. There's a possibility that Tarantino may make that happen, where she comes back and tries to get her vengeance.
I want to tell him that his last film should be a sci-fi horror film, because he's never made a sci-fi film and a horror film.
Well, yeah, I mean, Death Proof is a little horror-y. But yeah, I mean, this movie freaking rocks. She is so badass. and it was, it's unfortunate that 2 couldn't even be as good as 1 because of it's just so damn good, but he did try, and it's just action packed and really really good, nicely stylized. Tarantino's a master at his craft. He knows what he's doing and how he's doing it, and yeah, Uma and Lucy had great scenes together too.
They do.
8.2 on IMDb with 1.1
Nice.
million ratings. $30 million budget. That's crazy. Seems high. Could have been higher. 180.9 overall gross worldwide. That's pretty good. And over on Rotten Tomatoes, 85% with 81 audience score in under 2 hours.
Yeah. All right, Justin. I'll just get my number 4 quickly out the way. It's Reservoir Dogs. I think for a basic screenplay and a basic premise, I think this is a pretty good movie, and it's written differently to other kind of movies like this. And I think that's kind of the hook with Tarantino movies. They always they kind of feel different. You're watching something a bit more impactful than a casual heist movie, and you're watching the aftermath of a heist, not the heist itself. And what does happen after the heist? That is a good question, and Tarantino writes a full script about it. That's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Harvey Keitel, Tim Roth, Michael Madsen, Chris Penn, Steve Buscemi, and Lawrence Tierney are the best. And Tarantino makes a cameo as Mr. Brown. He's always trying to fit himself into these movies too, not just Samuel L. Jackson.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously the best scene is the one that everybody talks about. It's the ear cutting scene. But I do like how they don't show it. They move the camera moves as he's about to chop it off.
Yeah. Well, that's Tarantino. That's what he's doing over there.
Yes.
Yeah, a lot of his movies are on the top on IMDb. It's Kill Bill was 151. Reservoir Dogs is 92. I already said Pulp Fiction was 8. Dang, killing it. All right, yeah, Reservoir Dogs, great stuff. Its box office budget was $1.2 million. Worldwide gross is 2.9. 8.3 on IMDb, 90% over on Rotten Tomatoes with 94% of fans. Love it.
Nice.
That was your number 4?
Yeah, that was my number 4. What's your number 3?
Well, obviously it's higher on your list, but my number 3 is Inglourious Basterds.
Yes.
It's, just so much fun. Nazi-occupied France during World War II. They planned to assassinate Nazi leaders by a group of Jewish U.S. soldiers, and the owner's vengeful plans for the same. This is like most of his movies.
And like Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, because Brad Pitt and the Inglourious Basterds are there to save the day, history changes.
Right. But like most of his movies, star-studded cast. We have Brad Pitt, Diane Kruger, Melanie Laurent, Christoph Waltz. That was like our first sort of look into him.
Yes, I was saying that to my buddy when I rewatched it.
Yeah. Michael Fassbender, Daniel Bruhl, BJ Novak, Eli Roth, who was also in Death Proof.
Eli Roth's great.
Yeah, and then Mike Myers in prosthetics is always a good thing.
Adam Sandler was meant to play Eli Roth's character, but I couldn't imagine that. Could you?
Adam Sandler?
Yeah, Adam Sandler.
Douche. That'd be insane. But yeah, this is a violent movie. It is pretty fun, and the tense the tenseness that you feel in this movie from, Christoph Waltz, but also the way that Tarantino made it and set it up that way is just amazing. I mean, you are scared, and it's a movie, and it's not even a horror movie, but you're just scared of what's about to happen next
And
because
for a
of
20-minute opening scene, it only feels like 5 minutes.
right. But yeah, Christoph Waltz won for Best Supporting Actor. Number 71 on IMDb overall, but also nominated for Best Picture, Achievement in Directing, Writing, Cinematography, Film Editing, Sound Mixing, and Sound Editing. So a ton of awards, but only or nominations.
For Best Picture that year?
In 2010?
Yep. It would have been the films of 2009.
Well, The Hurt Locker won.
Yeah.
Avatar?
Yep.
Can't believe it, but District 9 was up that year too. That's insane. Isn't that insane? District 9?
No, District 9 was one of the best films of 2009.
I really enjoyed it, but it's just not the type of movie you normally see in Best Picture.
That's a good thing, isn't it?
Yeah, because the movies that you do see are An Education, A Serious Man, and the Up in the Air. Those are movies that you see normally. But Up was also nominated.
Which is my favorite from that year.
Yeah. So good. Yeah, but Christoph Waltz beat out Matt Damon, Woody Harrelson, Stanley Tucci, and Christopher Plummer.
Nobody topped Christoph Waltz that year.
Yeah, I mean, it was pretty damn good. And Inglourious Basterds screenplay lost to The Hurt Locker.
Well, I would have given it screenplay and cinematography because I feel like Avatar just looking at green screens, whereas Inglourious you're actually looking at the imagery.
Yeah, well, it also beat it out in film editing, and it beat it out in sound mixing and sound editing. Where's the cinematography? Let's see it. Oh, shit. But yeah, looks like The Hurt Locker took over Inglourious Basterds that year. But I'm sure we'll talk about this in a little bit.
No, it wasn't. I'm just looking at Robert Richardson's Academy Award nominees. He was nominated 2009.
Yeah. He was nominated.
Yes. You ready for my number 3?
Hit me.
Does this one also got an award win for Mr. Christoph Waltz, but also a screenwriting win for Mr. Tarantino, and that Django Unchained.
Nice.
Which I'm assuming is your number 2.
It is. Yeah, this movie freaking rocks. This is semi-westerny, a little bit. But yeah, Christoph Waltz is back. We also have Jamie Foxx in this. And then, of course, Quentin Tarantino makes an appearance. But Kerry Washington, who's so good. Samuel L. Jackson, Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yes.
Walton Goggins is back.
Yes.
Don Johnson. But yeah, this is the German bounty hunter frees slaves and out to rescue his wife from a brutal plantation owner in Mississippi, which is Leonardo DiCaprio. There's a scene in that movie where he smashes his hand on the glass and it breaks, and he actually pulls out the glass from his hand. It is real blood, but what's even more insane is that he wipes his hand on Kerry Washington's face and puts blood on it, and there was still glass in his hand, so he could have cut her face.
Oh.
But that's just about being in the moment as an actor, and just whatever happens. But this movie is insane. I don't have cable, but I was at a hotel and I was flipping through channels, and this movie came on, and I put it on, and then I just stopped what I was doing and just sat down and watched it. It is riveting. Christoph Waltz again, won the Oscar for supporting actor, and Tarantino got his original screenplay there. Also nominated for cinematography, sound editing, and best picture.
Why wasn't he nominated for best director?
Yeah, I don't know.
Who got nominated? Ang Lee, Michael Hacken, Ang Lee for Life of Pi won, Michael Hacken for Amour, Ben Zetlin for Beast of the Southern Wild, Steven Spielberg for Lincoln, and David O. Russell for Silver Linings Playbook.
Yeah. Also, Argo won that year.
Yes, Argo won Best Picture.
I can't believe Amour. What a slog of a movie that was.
Yeah, my friend told me about it the other day. Would you replace Tarantino? Would you replace that with Tarantino?
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, even give Catherine Bigelow for Zero Dark 30. She could have been nominated.
Yeah. I don't think Jamie would have gotten him Best Actor.
No. I mean,
although I've not seen Flight, I can imagine Denzel Washington's better in that film than Jamie Foxx is in Django.
Yeah, but Christoph Waltz is definitely a champ all the time.
He beat Alan Arkin for Argo, Robert De Niro for Silver Linings Playbook, Philip Seymour Hoffman for The Master, and Tommy Lee Jones for Lincoln.
Yeah. Oh, older men there.
Oh, and Tarantino beat one of my favorite films of 2012, Moonrise Kingdom.
For screenplay, right?
Yeah.
Cinematography went to Life of Pi.
Deserved. That one was.
Yeah. It's so weird. That year there was only 3 nominations for makeup and hairstyling. That's so crazy.
That is weird.
All right. But speaking of Django, I freaking love this movie. Yeah. And I think Leo is one of his best performances for sure.
Well, 100%.
But yeah, sitting good at 8.4 on IMDb, number 55 rated overall. So Tarantino is killing it. This was a big one. $100 million budget, $426 million taken, 87% on Rotten Tomatoes, 92% audience score.
Nice.
All right. So what is it?
Inglourious
Pulp Fiction
Bastards.
or In Glass? What? Okay.
Inglourious Bastards is number 2.
Oh, wow. Okay. Why do you love it?
Because even though it does have long scenes with lots of dialogue, it passes the time because of how interesting it is. And then just how sudden moments just happen like that, and you're like, okay, what?
Yeah.
That shootout at the bar is just phenomenal.
Amazing. Again, just tense, such tense moments. This was also maybe some of us introduction to Michael Fassbender, right?
I think so, because he was in the British indie scene for a while.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm assuming this probably got him the Magneto role.
He needs to come back. Where have he gone?
He's going to be in Next Goal Wins and The Killer this year.
Okay.
Yeah, I've not seen him since X-Men Dark Phoenix.
That's his last film. Next Goal Wins, The Killer, Kung Fury 2, and The Wild Bunch.
And he's doing a Road to Le Mans documentary as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's a good actor. He's gonna be one.
Wow, he's been on Holby City in the UK.
Holby City?
It's a soap opera involving it's a medical drama show that airs weekly.
He's been doing it recently?
No, 2002.
Oh, okay.
It's how most British actors make their career. It's either on Casualty, Holby City, The Bill, Coronation Street, EastEnders, Hollyoaks. Yeah, some of them came from them kind of shows.
Got it.
Do you have soap operas in the States?
Oh yeah. Big ones. Days of Our Lives, General Hospital. Well, I'm sure there's much more, but yeah. I want to get on one.
Oh, you should. Yeah,
It's
get some
just
experience.
I think it's really good because there's a lot of dialogue, and normally you don't get the script for until the day before, so you really have to learn it quick. So it's like an
Is it the
actor's.
same as the UK? It's kind of your full-time job. You get a chance to be in like many movies.
Well, yeah, they put out like 90 episodes a year, which is insane. It's for an hour-long movie. I mean, an hour-long show. So it is a lot of time, and I'd be okay with being a soap actor if that's. There's guys on there who have only done soap acting, and then from when they were younger, and now they're older doing older parts. So
Well, the
it's
same with actors who've like been movie stars and then just settle down with soap opera work.
yeah, there you go.
So going back
All
to
right.
Inglorious, I think that was
Yes.
the last time we saw Mike Myers for a while. Until Bohemian Rhapsody.
Yeah. So weird.
Probably one of the best parts of that movie.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, he's the best. He's so good. We recently saw him in
Amsterdam.
That's right.
Which
He was in a great.
should have been written by Tarantino.
Right. He's in a really good movie with Margot Robbie called it's called Terminal, that came out the same year as Bohemian Rhapsody, and I really enjoyed that one.
Simon Pegg's in it, so I should be watching it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Inglourious Basterds, though.
Yes,
Christoph Waltz is the supporting actor.
The script, the editing, even some of the stunts are pretty cool.
Yeah. Lots of shooting and killing.
Yeah. And they blow up a cinema.
Damn them. 8.3 on IMDb. Another big box office one. $70 million budget, 321.4 gross. 89% on Rotten, 88% with the audience score. Rotten Tomatoes calls it a war comedy.
It kind of is in a way. But I think people that moan about war films not being historically accurate should just watch this one and just turn their head off to it because they know it's going to be inaccurate.
Yeah, it's not based on based on true events, but it's not a true story.
No, it's historical fiction, as I would probably call it. Same with Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Which is my number one.
And would you like to say the name of my number one?
No, you can say it.
Oh, fine. It's Pulp Fiction.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, if we're going based off of what's left, yeah. Well, you want to go first, or?
Yeah, sure. Why not? Why not? So, Pulp Fiction was my introduction to Tarantino movies, and has been my favorite since.
Mm-hmm.
When I first watched, I thought it was just going to be like this all-out, like blood and guts action, and like it was weird because even though they were like talking, and I was like thinking, okay, is something going to happen? I was engrossed in the conversations they were having, and just like where they go, like around Los Angeles. So this focuses on 3 different characters. Vince, is I'd say like not his partner because they're not a couple, but say like the guy, his fellow hitman Jules.
We call partner. We call it's a partner in crime, partner in work.
Yeah, partner in crime Jules, and a boxer called Butch. And they're all told out of sync, which makes it even more interesting. She's trying to work out. It's like a puzzle, and it's really well edited. Sally Menke is yes, and yeah, she died after she made Inglourious Bastards. Yeah, she collapsed. She collapsed after a walk and died. Bless her.
Mm.
It's a shame, but yeah, Pulp Fiction has a legendary cast.
Mm-hmm.
John Travolta, Bruce Willis, Samuel L. Jackson, Uma Thurman, Harvey Keitel, Tim Roth, Amanda Plummer, Vin Rames, Eric Skull, Rosanna Arquette, and the one and only Mr. Christopher Walken, who delivers the best monologue in the film.
About a watch, right?
Yeah, about a watch. Yeah. It seems a lot more important if anybody's not like seen this before. Yeah, his role in this film is a lot more important than we make it out to be.
They still make movies and TV shows in that diner. Like it's very well known in LA.
Definitely.
Pretty cool.
Did you know he was who originally Tarantino wanted for John Travolta's? Daniel Day-Lewis.
Was it Daniel Day-Lewis?
Yeah, Daniel Day-Lewis.
Wow, that would be it. There's no way. Daniel Day-Lewis doesn't have charisma.
He does when he wants. I think he has charisma in There Will Be Blood.
No, God, no. He has zero charisma. Even in his life, it seems like he just has zero charisma.
Is that why he's a private person?
I don't know why he is, but I'm good for him. He deserves to be however private he wants to be. Yeah. This movie was nominated for writing, which also won. Best Picture, Best Actor, Best Supporting Actor, Best Supporting Actress, Best Director, and Best Film Editing.
And it also won the Palme d'Or, I think.
Palme d'Or.
Samuel L. Jackson won the BAFTA for Supporting Actor.
I thought Palme d'Or is international.
No, it's whatever film premieres at Cannes.
Oh, it did win the Palme d'Or.
Yeah, I thought it did, yeah.
Yeah, it won. I always thought it was international.
No, it's no English language films are allowed.
Well, I know that's true because Triangle of Sadness won this last year, but that's an international film.
No, British films have won. Ken Loach has won a few times.
That's international.
Yeah, no, some other American films have won. Apocalypse Now and Taxi Driver both won it. And Paris. Oh yeah, that's a German production company.
What were the American ones? Apocalypse Now and
Taxi Driver. Oh, one of your favorites is one. Barton Fink.
Yep, one of my all-time favorites.
The last American film to win was The Tree of Life by Terrence Malick.
Oof. That's a tough one.
I need to watch it myself to have an opinion.
Well, you like Brady.
Yeah, and Jessica.
I love Jessica. 8.9 Pulp Fiction is on IMDb. Did really well. Geez, $8 million budget. Worldwide gross is $213.9 million.
You could tell he got like a massive budget after that film.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Over on Rotten Tomatoes, 92% with a 96% audience score. Okay, well, I can definitely talk about this movie for frickin' ever. It's Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. It's rare when a movie, because, we have our favorite movies of all time, right? And it's rare that a newer movie can come along and become one of your top 5 favorite movies
I'm not sure. I'd say 1917 would probably be in my top 20.
See this? I mean, so there you go. So it's rare when stuff like that happens, and this movie did that for me. I saw it 10 times in the movie theaters. I own the vinyl record. I own it on
I'm just
Vudu.
jealous
I
you're
own it on
richer than me because I only got to see it once in cinema.
yeah. It's I remember we went to go see it at the Alamo Draft House, which is like a movie theater where people feed you can order food and the server comes around and gives it to you.
That's like my work. That's exactly how my work works.
Yeah, it's awesome. Yeah, we went there and I remember loving the movie so much that I was mad when the server came back around. I'm like, leave me alone already. I'm watching the best movie ever. And then the second time I saw it, we went to one of the places that's actually right down the street from the New Beverly, which is Quentin Tarantino's theater out here in LA. He has right down the street where Sharon Tate is pregnant and they go to a Mexican restaurant. That restaurant is literally right down the street. So we went and ate there at the restaurant and then went and saw the movie. And I loved it even more on the second viewing. I mean, I had a smile on my face the entire time. For a movie that's 2 hours and 40 minutes, it definitely doesn't feel like it. But Leonardo DiCaprio, Brad Pitt, the chemistry together is so freaking amazing. And you get to see them separately for a lot of the movie, too.
Yeah.
And Margot Robbie did fine as Sharon Tate. I mean, it's almost like she didn't matter to the film until the end, right?
Do you think her role could have been deducted to a cameo? Because that's what one of my friends said.
Well, I mean, if you take out the parts of her in the movie where we see her just by herself, you probably shed off like 20 minutes, maybe 30.
Yeah.
And no, I mean, it's all necessary, because of the ending. But she's great, and Brad, won Best Actor or Supporting Actor for his role.
I was very happy that he won.
Yeah, and it also won Production Design because Tarantino had this, late 60s look back. Like they just rebuilt what it looked like back in LA back then. I did
like the production design to Parasite quite a lot because I felt like they got to capture South Korea for what it was.
Yeah, I mean, the production design in Parasite is freaking insane. So good. I can't believe they built that entire little alley, the street there. But also won for Best Production Design, but nominated for Best Picture, Director, Lead Actor, Screenplay, Cinematography, Costume Design, Sound Mixing, Sound Editing.
Were you annoyed Parasite came out of nowhere and beat it?
Well, no, because I was thinking 1917 was going to win. So
I thought that was going to win.
I was just happy that 1917 didn't win. But yeah,
of course I got costume design as well.
Yeah, I mentioned that. But yeah,
I would have personally nominated Margot for this film rather than Bombshell because I don't remember her in Bombshell. I remember her as Sharon Tate.
Yeah, well, it was a made-up person actually. The Margot Robbie character wasn't even a true person. They just added it in to make it seem more real, I guess. But yeah, Joaquin Phoenix beat out Leo. Brad Pitt beat out Joe Pesci.
I know. I think Laura Dern would have still beat out Margot Robbie if she was nominated for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood anyway.
Yeah.
No disrespect to Margot Robbie.
Laura Dern and Brad Pitt were pretty much the top two that year.
Oh, definitely. I'd say that's the best acting I've seen from Laura Dern, to be fair.
Bong Joon-ho beat out Quentin Tarantino for directing.
I would have. My favorite was Sam Mendes for 1917.
Parasite also beat out Once Upon a Time in Hollywood for screenplay.
That. To be honest, Parasite's my favorite screenplay from that year.
1917 beat out Once Upon a Time in Hollywood in cinematography.
Hello, Justin. The camera doesn't follow Leo consistently like it does with George for 1917.
I'm not arguing anything. You don't need to say hello to me. I'm here. Little Women beat out Once Upon a Time in Hollywood for costume design.
Makes more sense.
1917 beat out Once Upon a Time in sound mixing.
Makes sense.
Sound editing was Ford versus Ferrari.
Makes sense. I quite like Ford versus Ferrari, to be fair.
And there you have it. Those are the ones that beat out Once Upon a Time in that year. But yeah, it's one of my favorite films of all time now, and I just rewatched it like last month, and it still holds up.
I rewatched it yesterday, but I love the soundtrack the most of the film. To be honest with you, the soundtrack is a character in itself.
$90 million budget, 377.6 worldwide. Is that his most? Maybe 7.6 on IMDb and over on Rotten Tomatoes.
What's the book like?
Oh, it's great. I mean, it's the same sort of stuff, but you get a little bit more backstory of like Cliff Booth and some other interesting tidbits in there. But it's a good read. 85% on Rotten Tomatoes. Audience score only 70%. That's crazy. But yeah, my buddy was reading the book, and I think Cody read it too. And I asked him like, what do you hear? You know, like, do you hear Tarantino's voice when you're reading it? Is it your own voice? I heard Kurt Russell's voice because he's the narrator.
That's what I was thinking. I would have probably be hearing Kurt Russell's voice.
Yeah, that's what I heard the entire time. Cool. Well, this is running long. Let's count them down. What was your number 10?
Death Proof. What was your number 10?
I had The Hateful Eight.
My number 9 was Kill Bill Volume 2.
I had Pulp Fiction at number 9.
My number 8 was Jackie Brown.
My number 8 was Reservoir Dogs. But my number 7 was Jackie Brown.
And my number 7 was The Hateful Eight.
You already mentioned it. Coming in at number 6 for me was Death Proof.
My number 6 is Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Never heard of it. Coming in at number 5 for me is Kill Bill Volume 2.
Kill Bill Volume 1 takes my number 5.
Which took my 4 slot.
And my number 4 was his directorial debut, Reservoir Dogs.
My number 3 was Inglourious Basterds.
That would have been my number 3, but my number 3 is now Django Unchained.
Which came in at my number 2.
My number 2 was Inglourious Basterds, what many people regard as his masterpiece.
And number 1, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, which is his masterpiece.
And I'm the same as every other Tarantino fan. My number 1 is Pulp Fiction.
I even think Tarantino thinks that his favorite film is Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
That wouldn't surprise me because I was listening to a clip of a Joe Rogan podcast he was in, and he said that he wanted to go with a bang with Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. He said his last film he wants to be epilogue-y.
Well, great. But yeah, there's so many good scenes and lines in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I just want to watch it again.
Have you ever seen True Romance?
No, I know he wrote that. But if I'm thinking of what would be in my top for sure, even though Tarantino didn't direct it, but he's in it, is From Dusk Till Dawn. It's a great
Which
film.
he wrote the screenplay to as well.
And then Four Rooms, that last room that we go in, where that's the one that Tarantino wrote, and it is freaking amazing.
Another good one he wrote is Natural Born Killers with Woody Harrelson, Juliette Lewis, and Robert Downey Jr.
Which?
You've never seen Natural Born Killers?
I just didn't know what movie you said before. I was reading something else. Great. Says that he's influenced by Tarantino, by Roald Dahl, Elmore Leonard. That's so funny. Roald Dahl. Cool. Well, let's see what he does next. And
Hopefully a sci-fi horror film, because he's always wanted to do a Star Trek movie, and I'm like, don't do a Star Trek film, do an original sci-fi movie.
speaking of next, I think what we should do next is talk about our top 10 2022 movies.
Okay, deal.
Let's do it. I think it's February. We don't want to get too far removed from 2022 to have some of these movies not be
I need to
relevant.
watch Women Talking.
All right, is that available to you or?
It comes out next Friday, I think.
Okay. So maybe like next Sunday we can do it. What do you
Yeah,
think?
yeah. We'll try and
Next
do it
Sunday is the Super Bowl.
Probably Saturday.
Okay.
I'm free all day Saturday.
Let's see if we can get Codemeister in.
Yeah, that's it, good. On his, I've been following him on Letterboxd. I always like to question why he rates certain films certain ways.
Of course, you have to question it, even though it's his opinion.
He gave All Quiet on the Western Front a 3-star rating. He put Lightyear above All Quiet on the Western Front.
All right, let's not call him out. He's not here to defend himself.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have a recommendation for the week?
Yes, I do. I'm seeing The Whale tomorrow, so I thought I would check out Darren Aronofsky's Requiem for a Dream again, and I still think it's the masterpiece I first watched many, many years ago.
What is it again?
Requiem
for a
for a
Dream. Yeah,
Dream.
that's a good one.
You actually get to see Jared Leto act good and Marlon Wayans. Because the best thing about Darren Aronofsky is that no matter who you are as an actor, Darren Aronofsky will make sure you have the best performance for his movie. And then he likes to put
Yes.
weird things in as well.
Yes, it's a strange film, but really, really good. Jennifer Connelly, Jared Leto, Ellen Burstyn. Didn't she get nominated for Best Support?
Best actress.
Best Actress. Okay.
I wish Jennifer Connelly was nominated for Best Supporting Actress because she's the best one in the film.
Well, doesn't she get a nomination like a year later?
She could have got back to back. Eddie Redmayne did. I'm pretty sure Meryl's
Yes.
must have had more back to back ones as she's been nominated 100 times.
Not 100. Yeah, it's a trippy movie. It's very heavily drug influenced. Yeah, pretty good.
Yes, but the message is never do heroin.
Yeah, good message.
Yeah.
Enjoy The Whale. It's great.
Well, thank you.
I will recommend Fire of Love. It's out on Disney Plus and Hulu. It's the documentary that's up for Best Documentary for the Oscars this year. It's about two volcanologists who are a couple, and they just love volcanoes. And so they go and stay on volcanoes for a couple weeks at a time and just, take data and see how they move and why they move. And yeah, it's really interesting. It is gorgeous, beautifully shot. I mean, like you can tell they sort of so this is all just raw footage, like footage from them. This is their actual, they were there on these volcanoes. So this is their footage. But they enhanced it. They made it look vibrant and just, it's so awesome. Beautiful.
It's narrated by the woman who directed Kajillionaire.
Miranda July, yeah. And it's so weird. She's doing like a Richard Attenborough sort of narration, and it's a little bit sleepy.
You mean David Attenborough?
No, Richard.
No, David's his brother who does nature documentaries. Richard's the guy from Jurassic Park.
And that's who I'm talking about. It's a little sleepy, but it's a good movie. and it's deserved of being up for best documentary. I don't know if it's gonna win though. I haven't seen House of the Splinters or All That Breathes or All the Bloodshed, Beauty and the
That's the one
Bloodshed.
I want to watch.
But Navalny is great,
I
which
think
is on
that-
HBO Max. You can see it now.
I think that's on Prime.
And I think All That Breathes is coming out this week on HBO. Yeah.
I need to check out more documentaries. I keep saying this every year.
Yeah. Yeah, it comes out this week on HBO. And then All the Beauty and Bloodshed.
Miranda July's married to the Come On director, Mike Mills.
Yeah, she's an actress as well, I believe.
Yeah, I only really know her from directing Kajillionaire, and I do like Evan Rachel Wood, who is also in another Darren Aronofsky film I love.
Which?
The Wrestler.
Hmm.
I can imagine that's your favourite Darren Aronofsky film.
No. Mother is.
You prefer... You're a wrestling fan. How is The Wrestler not your number one?
I guess
Not enough wrestling?
Not enough wrestling. Yeah. But yeah, have you seen Mother?
That's on my list to check out, as I don't know rank all of Darren Aronofsky's movies.
It is awesome. Not everyone loves it though. I like it.
A lot of people said I should check it out when I did my Jennifer Lawrence list a couple of years ago. A lot of people were telling me to check that one out.
Yeah, she's great in it. Mother. It's a trip. It's a trip. Okay. All right. Let's go. Let's get out of here. Where can people find you?
So, like I said at the start of the episode, you can check me out on Robbie's Reviews. Check out Belfast versus the Fablemans. That's robbiesreviews.co.uk. And also check out the Marvel Mondays reviews and previous reviews. Tomorrow we are reviewing Avengers Endgame, so make sure you check that one out.
Yeah. And I'm at Worth View Movies and all the things. Come over to YouTube and TikTok and let me know if any of your favorites are on my list as well.
I'm going to check it out as soon as we finish the episode.
Coolio. All right. Good. Next time we see each other, we'll be talking our top 10 of 2020.
Yes.
And we'll do it again. Until then.
Bye, Justin.
Bye.
Bye.